told you about 10 toys I really hated in the 80s. They drove me mad. Well, today I'm going to tell you about the ones in the 90s. Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. Today we're going to talk 90s. Yesterday I talked about those toys from the 80s that just get my blood boiling. Well, when it comes to the 90s, there were even more of them that upset me. Because by this time, I wasn't a little kid. I was in my 20s. I was collecting toys. You know, I was a snob. I was like, oh, that toy, why they make that? I don't like that. So I was a really snob. So I got 10 toys for the 90s. I used to walk into like Toys R Us to look at and just get so mad my blood would boil. Oh. Let's start with probably the stupidest one on this list. And when I mean it's stupid, God, it's stupid. They're called, what are they called? Rocket rollers by Tyco. These were cheap made plastic action figures that had shoes on that were like over, I don't know how to explain it. Just look at it. Oh, look at this thing. Just, oh. Okay, I mean, that's a pretty badass shirt. And maybe I should sell that at junkmanmerch.com. Would look good. But look at this. They're like giant shoes on them, but they have wheels on them. It's like car shoes. I don't understand what, I don't know, somebody's big fat thighs just rubs me the wrong way. I can remember walking to Toys R Us and seeing this thing and just turning around and leaving and going home and not leaving my house for 2 days. God, I hate this thing. Now, we all know back in the 80s they went crazy making bootleg He-Man related toys. They tried to rip off He-Man every chance they could. Well, in the 90s, they didn't get the memo that everybody moved on from He-Man. No one cared about rip-off He-Man toys anymore or real He-Man toys anymore. But some toy companies didn't learn. They kept trying to rip off He-Man. And this line here, they didn't even spend more than 2 seconds coming up with a name for it. You know why? The name of the action figure line is Action Figures. Yep. Can you imagine that board meeting? Oh, we got some rip-off He-Man figures. What should we call them? Let's see, rip-off He-Man line? We could call them Man-He? No, that's stupid. We need something that's going to grab attention. We've got to sell these action figures fast. Well, that's it. We'll call them Action Figures. And here they are, and God, are they awful generic-looking fake He-Man figures. Again, this is the 90s. No kid wanted He-Man figures, much less fake He-Man figures. And you couldn't even blame grandmas going to the store and accidentally buying this like you could in the 80s, because in the 90s, dumb grandmas were buying rip-off Power Ranger figures. Not this crap. Ugh. I didn't go to Revco for a whole year because that's where they sold these at. Now, in some of my videos, I try to stay away from you girls. I know y'all play with stupid stuff that comes with combs, but no, I just couldn't stay away from this video. We've got some for the girls line that I guess they're considered action figures or dolls, but God, they're horrible. And look at these here. I can remember seeing these at the store too, and they tried to be like the troll of the 90s, I guess, but they were just like big blocks of hair. And again, of course, it's a girl toy, so it had to come with a comb. I don't know why y'all had to brush hair so much. Here is Cave Babies. God, this is horrible. Like, again, like a little troll body, and it's this big poof of bright neon hair. Why is it called Cave Babies? And I was expecting it to be like a caveman-like toy. I don't know what this is. It's just so stupid. How can you comb that hair? If it even comes with a comb. I don't know, it might not. I just assume if it's a girl toy, it's going to come with a comb or a brush. Hell, I don't even know what the difference is. But I'm sure you women out there know the difference. That's horrible. Now let's look at a Bendum action figure that just drives me nuts. And I don't hate Bendums as much as some people do. I like the Star Wars Bendums. They're cheesy, they're stupid looking, and that's what I love about them. But this just goes against my Bendum rule. When you make Bendum action figures, you gotta make them bend. Here's the Bendum's Just Toys Lassie line. No, this video is not about toys from the 1960s. They thought kids wanted Lassie figures in the 90s. Not just Lassie figures, but bendable Lassie figures. But look how thick this is. You're not gonna bend that. That would be like trying to bend Lassie's petrified turd. It's not gonna happen. That's so stupid. But it's not as stupid as the next one on our list, and we're back to you girls again. Now this one doesn't come with a comb or a brush or anything, and it's two different toy lines, so I could have picked on the doll size, but I went with this one instead. I don't know what they are. I don't know if you can call them action figures, mannequins. I don't know what you call these. I just want to talk about them because I hate... Okay, I'll just go ahead and... It's Spice Girls. Spice Girls in the 90s. Oh, you girls love Spice Girls. But you know what? Most of us, especially us guys, we hated Spice Girls. We still hate them today. No one likes the Spice Girl. Oh, Spice Girls. Ugh. Look at this god-awful stuff. Why did they make this? I really would go into Toys R Us, see these on the shelf, and lay them out on the floor, and do the Cotton Eye Joe on top of them. God, this is some god-awful crap. This is not only god-awful toy crap of the 90s, but 90s crap girl music. Hey, if you want to make action figures based on a girl band, why didn't you make Veruca Salt action figures? Girl! Spice Girls! Girl! Oh, okay, sorry. I hate Spice Girls of the 90s as much as I hate the Golden Girls of the 80s. It's about the same thing anyway, right? Let's just see what's next before I lose my mind. Oh, it's Robin Hood. Now, you think this is going to be about that Kenner line from Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves, one of the greatest movies of the 90s? But no, I know, that's a good toy line right there. But this is just a Robin Hood action figure line that comes with one figure. Guess who it comes with? Robin. And it's big and stupid looking. Just take a look at this crap. Who would buy this? It doesn't come with any other figures. What you gonna do with this Robin? It doesn't even look like it's a scale to even go with some other toy line, so you can't have them like beat up Star Trek figures. What is this crap? It's Robin Hood. Who the freak liked Robin Hood in the 90s? That wasn't until Kevin Costner did the best Robin Hood movie ever and played the best Robin Hood ever. Now that's okay, I can understand. And if this was released after that movie, you can see I'm trying to cash in on it. But no, this was released before the great Kevin Costner epic Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves. Good Lord, this is horrible. And you know what else? This wasn't the only thing they made in the line. They did a whole separate line of little, I don't know, they're not die-cast, little plastic bubblegum machine-like toys. I hate when toy companies make these little toys. What kids out there like these little toys that would just sit on your desk? You couldn't do shit with them. I hate this. The only thing worse than this would be to see the Spice Girls dressed up like Robin Hood. No boy in the 90s liked Spice Girls, and no kid, boy or girl, over the age of 5 has ever been into Robin Hood. Well, not since the 1940s. One thing we had in the 90s was war, Desert Storm. And you think the toy companies would cash in on that? Well, if you thought that, you're right, they did try to cash in on it. Naming a whole action figure line, Desert Storm. I mean, come on, the toy companies released a lot of toys called the Korean War back when the Korean War was going on. No, they waited until the 70s and released action figures called MASH. Check this out. Now, my problem isn't really that they're war figures or they're trying to cash in on the hype of Desert Storm. It's just how god-awful these fake G.I. Joes look. And look, they come with an airplane, and that's nowhere in scale. Not unless the U.S. Army is making some little tiny airplanes or really tall soldiers. At least they didn't come with anything called a Scud missile. I got so sick of hearing that word in the 90s, Scud missile. Now, let's go back to you girls, because here's another one. And this one does come with a brush and a comb. Comes with both of them. Oh, girls, you're excited. You get both in this. And that's another action figure or toy line with a bunch of hair. And the best part of this one is its name. It's a Bad Hair Day. Yeah, that's the name of the action figure line. I'm having a Bad Hair Day doll. Whoa. Should be called, I'm having a bad day at the toy store when I have to look at this stupid girl crap. Again, it's a little doll with a lot of hair and a hairbrush and a comb. Doesn't he come with a hairdryer? What's up with that? This is stupid. Come on, girls, get it together. Play with something cool. At least in the 80s, you played with She-Ra, but this is what you played with in the 90s? Oh, you played with this? And Spice Girls? Spice Girls. Okay, I gotta calm down. Gotta calm down. There's one thing kids didn't say in the 90s. I sure like to play with some fake Zorro action figures. Lassie, Robin Hood. Why did the toy company think these kids in the 90s grew up in the 1940s? Let's look at this Zorro line. I guess it's not technically Zorro. It's called the Massive Bandit. Hey, the only bandit I know is Burt Reynolds, and that's not Burt Reynolds. That's a wannabe Zorro on a white horse. And look at this figure here. Looks like they started off making a rip-off Robin from a Batman action figure line. Then decided, let's make it a fake Zorro villain. Zorro. Okay, now this last one's horrible. And this one is even worse because it's made by major toy company, Kenner. Well, this time it's made in Hasbro with the Kenner name. But this nothing would get your blood boiling and make you just fill you with hatred when you walked in and saw this. And the figures don't look that bad. It's mostly the card art. It's that face just staring at you, showing you, look what your favorite toy company of the 80s did in the 90s. Look at this crap. Check it out. Move over, Superman. It's the Steel action figure line from the movie Steel that no one remembers, or if they do, they just remember to make fun of it. Starring Shaquille O'Neal. And again, here's the figures. Okay, I guess technically the figures don't look that bad. They don't upset me. It's that package that upsets me. Look at him. He's that stupid metal mask. He's just staring right at you, saying, hey, I can't act, but I got my own action figure line. I got my own movie. Just taunting you. Ooh, look at this peg I'm taking up at KB Toys. If it wasn't for me, there would be more Star Wars 90s toys in this peg. But nope, gotta make room for me, Steel. I hated seeing this toy. Every time you walk into KB's, it would be on clearance for like 5 years. And they would just throw them in that big metal rack. You know that big metal rack that was right next to the barking dog that would do flips at KB? Or maybe that plastic, I don't know what it was called, but it had the penguins that would go up the stairs and then go slide down, go back up the stairs, slide down, go back up the stairs, slide down over and over and over again. And then when they finally got out of the way, they wasn't in clearance anymore at KB, they showed up taking up space at Toy Liquidators. Just hated looking at it. Oh. Don't understand what I go through being a toy collector. Can't they just give us toys we like? Is it that hard? Anyway, that's a look at 10 toys couldn't stand in the 90s. Oh, don't worry, I don't think I'm going to do the 2000s. I just don't think I can take it anymore. Oh, shit. Oh.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.